Applebees is closing more restaurants. It revealed today as many as 80 across the country are now shutting down, but it is not saying where exactly yet.
A known restaurant in downtown Spartanburg is now closed. Wild Wing Cafe was located on Main and Church Street in Morgan Square.
New at 6, a Popeyes location in Oakland is temporarily closed pending an investigation into allegations of child labor law violations.
McDonald's temporarily shut down its corporate offices across the U.S. today ahead of expected layoffs.
Well, two major restaurant chains are being pressured by employees to increase their minimum wage.
A well-known restaurant chain has suddenly closed a number of locations here in...
A fast food restaurant in Mandan closed this week.
The restaurant industry is in crisis. In 2023, more than 10 major restaurant chains have filed for bankruptcy. But what does this mean for the future of your favorite eateries? In this video, we'll explore the reasons why these chains are struggling and what it means for the future of the restaurant industry. Hello, and welcome back to Serious Coinage. In this video, we'll be looking at some of the biggest restaurant chains that have filed for bankruptcy in 2023. We'll also discuss the reasons why they filed for bankruptcy and what it means for the future of these brands. So, without any further ado, let's take a look at 10 restaurant chain bankruptcies that are shaking the industry in 2023. 1. Burger King. Tom's King Holdings, a major Burger King franchise, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in January. A few years ago, Illinois-based Tom's King was recognized as the best performing Burger King franchisee in North America. Now, the company is selling off its last 90 Burger King locations. According to court documents, Tom's King's business considerably suffered from a loss of foot traffic, which led to falling sales without corresponding drops in rental payments, debt servicing, and other liabilities. Meridian Restaurants Unlimited, another large Burger King franchisee, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in March. The Utah-based franchisee had slightly under 120 Burger King restaurants at the start of the year. Court records showed that the franchisee would close at least 27 stores. Moreover, another well-known Burger King franchisee in Michigan, EYM King, recently shut down 26 shops after it failed to pay royalties, ad fund payments, and other expenses to BK. As many as 400 Burger King restaurants are scheduled to disappear by 2023, with 124 already gone this year. 2. Hardees. There used to be 145 Hardees restaurants that belonged to Summit Restaurant Holdings in states including Florida, Kansas, Alabama, South Carolina, and Georgia. After filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in May of 2023, the franchisee is now looking to sell the business. This year, the company has already closed 39 stores. CKE Restaurants Holdings Incorporated, the parent company of the Hardees brand, announced in a statement that it will sell the remaining units currently operated by Summit Restaurant Holdings to a qualified and well-capitalized buyer. According to court documents, several of Summit's Hardees outlets failed to draw in business during the COVID outbreak, and the company's cash flow could not withstand current inflationary pressures connected to food and labor expenses. 3. Popeyes. Popeyes, another fast food chicken business owned by the same parent company, RBI, as Burger King, also saw a significant franchisee file for bankruptcy this year. Manraz Patrick Sidhu, the owner of the premier Cajun Kings, PCK, had around 30 Popeyes locations in the Birmingham, Alabama region. Tragically, Mr. Sidhu died in May 2022 and the company never recovered. Low sales, high expenses, and operational losses caused the franchisee to shut 11 Alabama and Tennessee stores, leaving the corporation with 19 eateries. In March of 2023, PCK declared bankruptcy. Court reports from the bankruptcy case state that this devastating loss, along with several macroeconomic reasons, has produced great uncertainty and upheaval inside the firm. 4. Corner Bakery. Corner Bakery, formerly a formidable rival to industry heavyweights like Panera Bread, filed for bankruptcy in February of 2023. As recently as 2019, the Dallas-based fast casual restaurant had 175 outlets, but by the time it filed for bankruptcy, that number had dropped to roughly 140. According to court filings, Corner Bakery defaulted on its credit facility last year because it was burdened by unproductive operations. A company named SSCP Management bought the bakery chain's debt just as it was negotiating a repayment arrangement with its creditors. Corner Bakery filed for bankruptcy, to avoid having its assets seized by SSCP, who had planned to foreclose on the company and arrange a sale of collateral. In June 2023, SSCP management acquired Corner Bakery for $15 million. After everything is said and done, the Corner Bakery brand and any surviving stores will be owned by SSCP, a company that also manages a sizable number of Sonic and Applebee's restaurants. 5. McDonald's. Franchisee failures may affect even the largest and most popular fast food company in the world. In March of 2023, Rice Enterprises LLC, a Pittsburgh-based company that owned and operated 8 McDonald's locations there, filed for bankruptcy. Serious labor issues involving minors left the franchisee face a millionaire lawsuit that affected the brand as a whole. All 8 of Rice Enterprises McDonald's restaurants will remain open during the bankruptcy process, but the company says it will use that time to restructure its debt, secure its assets, and give creditors and stakeholders a break while it reduces litigation costs and increases the value of its estate. 6. Applebees. Applebees has been losing locations for a long time, and the closures aren't going away in 2023. The casual dining brand revealed in August 2023 that it intends to complete the year with 25 to 35 fewer outlets than it had at the beginning of the year. This is a significant reduction from the 10 to 20 net closures that Applebee's previously predicted for 2023. These closures will add to the hundreds of Applebee's that have closed in previous years. The firm has been working hard to get failing restaurants out of its system and back on track for improvement. After finishing 2021 with its lowest number in more than a decade, Applebee's was looking to 2023 as the year it would finally begin raising its restaurant count again. However, higher development costs have hindered the brand's new restaurant openings, and efforts to filter out failing sites are still ongoing. 7. Ruby Tuesday. Ruby Tuesday started in Knoxville, Tennessee in 1972 as a restaurant providing traditional American cuisine, and has since expanded to hundreds of outlets around the eastern states. According to Restaurant Business, it had 840 sites in the late 2000s, but shuttered roughly 400 of them in the following decade. It filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and closed another 185 restaurants in the months following the start of the COVID outbreak, leaving around only 236 open. The company emerged from Chapter 11 in 2021, but had just 209. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reported in January that the final remaining Ruby Tuesday restaurant in Wisconsin has closed. The Middletown Press reported in February that another Connecticut eatery was being replaced with a Texas Roadhouse over the next 2 years. CEO Sean Letterman told the court that Ruby Tuesday has no plans to reopen any of its locations that were closed because of the pandemic. Sean Letterman stated that the cost of living problem and the decline in mall visitors were to blame for Ruby Tuesday's revenue decline. The company's fate is hanging in the balance as it tries to find a buyer for its firm. 8. IHOP. It looks that Applebee's sister company, IHOP, is also experiencing growth challenges. IHOP franchisee CFRA Holdings filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and closed 50 restaurants due to a 33% decline in sales in 2020. Some locations were acquired by Suncakes LLC in October 2020 and are now managed by the company. However, dozens of others did not share the same fortune. CFRA stated in court that it lacked the liquidity to repay debt or continue operations due to the closing of dining rooms, which resulted in the layoff of all employees. While executives attempted to find an investor for its $22.8 million debt burden, the issue is that things are not improving for the chain, which is currently considered a poor investment. IHOP had planned to open approximately 60 branches in 2022, but ended the year with a target of only 40. As reported by Restaurant Business, many of these openings have been put back to 2023, and the company will focus on retrofitting older structures rather than constructing new ones. 9. Wild Wing Cafe. In July 2023, Wild Wing Cafe declared bankruptcy, citing the pandemic's impact and an inability to renegotiate a $12.5 million debt. The Charlotte, North Carolina-based 24-location chain appears to have shuttered 15 restaurants this year as part of an ongoing rejuvenation efforts. A firm representative said in court that difficulties were caused by the pandemic as it was difficult to run a business due to factors such as government-mandated store closings, high rates of management turnover, persistent inflation, limited resources, and a competitive labor market. 10. Backyard Burgers. The 34-unit fast casual burger restaurant Backyard Burgers, located in Nashville, filed for bankruptcy on June 26, 2023. Backyard Burgers has filed for bankruptcy twice. The first time was in 2012 when it filed under Chapter 11, and the second time was when it emerged from bankruptcy after being acquired by Axum Capital Partners. Axum Capital Partners, which Muhsin Muhammad co-founded, has seen 2 bankruptcies this summer. On July 19th, Axum-owned Wild Wing Cafe sought bankruptcy protection due to pandemic-related issues. CEO Mark Coate oversees both Wild Wing Cafe and Backyard Burgers. When Axum Capital acquired Backyard Burgers in 2017, the firm operated 55 locations. Today, that number has dropped to 34 after shutting 9 locations over the previous year. As indicated by the most recent top 500 statistics provided by NRN in cooperation with Data Essential. Backyard Burgers, which once had more than 200 locations, has since been eclipsed by fast casual burger chains like Shake Shack. The closures of these major restaurant chains are a sign of the challenges faced by the restaurant industry. The COVID-19 pandemic, rising food and labor costs, and changing consumer preferences are all taking a toll on restaurants. It remains to be seen how many of these chains will be able to survive in the long term. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe for more.